Dragon Ball Super episode 118. This was a very highly anticipated episode for me, with the Namekians versus Gohan and Piccolo, which is a fight I've really wanted to see get fleshed out and see a lot more of it. With Naoki Tate as a supervisor, the director, the name escapes me, but you can see it in the little sidebar right there. Phenomenal director, one of Super's best right now. He directed the second half of the big special, and he's a phenomenal director, phenomenal storyboard artist. Got Tate supervising. I was really excited for this episode and for the content and the episode title, Vanishing Universes. It seemed like it was going to be a really important episode, and it delivered. It delivered in the second half. The second half is much better than the first half, and I'll talk about why when I get to the technical side of things. But I guess I can just jump right into that, actually. Animation. The second half looks great. From start to finish, it's well storyboarded, well animated. Tate's going in with his phenomenal animation. It looks amazing. You have the dual Kamehamehas and they cross the streams and everything. It was really badass. The special beam cannon, that shot of the special beam cannon zooming out from like the entire stadium, great. All of that stuff was phenomenal. The first half. Do I even need to talk about the first half? Because I already have. Just watch my old reviews, because the first half of this episode has an insane amount of reused and repurposed animation. It's honestly kind of shocking, kind of concerning how much reused animation there is in the first half of this episode. I don't know if they're building up for something, if they ran out of time for this episode. I don't know what happened, but it has the most reused animation in any episode of this arc so far. I'm trying to think. Even 97, the first time they did it, that had a lot of reused animation, but this is like so many scenes from 17 versus the Cat Girl, which is repurposed with the bald alien guy with the gem in his head. Goku versus Ribrianne, which has the other dude in there, who kind of looks like those dancing retards from GT, so that was weird. I don't know if that was an unintentional thing, but he really kind of looks like those weird dancing guys that are always like a meme from how bad GT is. So that was weird, but yeah, and also them transforming into that. It was so silly and stupid, but I kind of liked it because of that. And then I was distracted by how much reused animation there was. Like it was crazy. There was a lot of reused animation in the first half. Even like Gohan versus the Namekian is like a redrawn version of Gohan versus that guy from Universe 10. Really surprising. They reused Tate's scene with his Hellzone grenade, Piccolo's Hellzone grenade against that other guy from Universe 10 with the dreadlocks. They reused that too, like entirely. And if you want to call that a bank animation, maybe for the Hellzone grenade, but and I don't care about reaction shots being reused, like the Zenos or whatever. But yeah, a lot of action. Enough to where I would probably dock this episode a little bit animation wise. It was a very, very surprising amount of reused and repurposed animation. Again, repurposed means that it is redrawn. They redrew the one guy to be a Namekian instead of that guy from Universe 10, so they actually had to go back and redraw it frame by frame, which is cool. But still, and it looks like Tate redrew it actually, because it still looks a lot like Tate's art style. And he was a supervisor and animator on the episode, of course, so at least it remains consistent with his style. But it's just, I don't know, it's a little bit of reused animation here and there is fine, but this far in the tournament and the sheer amount of it in the first half of this episode, yeah, it's very questionable. I'm not saying questionable in terms of laziness, just questionable in terms of what the hell happened. Like, was there production issues for this episode? Like, it's just very surprising. But the future does look bright for Super. We have confirmation that Yuya Takahashi, the mastermind behind episode 114, is coming back for episode 122, I believe, so that's not too far off. So the future looks bright for Super, but yeah, this episode, very concerning amount of reused animation. I know I keep dwelling on that, but it is the most we've seen. And the second time I watched the episode for the review, it wasn't as distracting because I knew it was coming. It flows okay with the rest of the action. It's just that first time watching it, it was really distracting to see all that reused animation. But the second time watching, it flows pretty nicely. It really is a testament to how good of a director he is and a storyboard artist. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The second half, though, man, so many moments. Just seeing Nail and Kami inside of Piccolo's head, kind of waking him up, and seeing the visual of the other Namekians and how they took in so many of their people to save their universe and the sacrifices they're making. And it hits Piccolo. It's subtle. I think they could have gone into it a little bit more, but I feel like Piccolo, I think he felt like he was ending the Namekian race in a way. Like he saw, how much these guys were trying, how much weight was on their shoulders, almost literally. Like all these Namekians put themselves into these two guys to save their entire species and save their entire universe, and Piccolo has to end it. And I feel like we got a little bit of that. And that was really cool. And, seeing Gohan defend him the same way he would defend Gohan many times before was great. Gohan was just a badass in this episode. Like, straight up, Gohan taking these guys on was awesome. Also, we get a closed beam, which was awesome. Like, he does like it was real subtle. He regrows his arm, and then I think the other Namekian, he like pointed his two fingers, and you just see the closed beam. It puts the glove there. And when I first saw it, I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, oh shit, it's the closed beam. So that was awesome. I guess all Namekians can do that. That's such a ridiculous power for Namekians to have, but I love it. But yeah, Gohan in this episode, he goes ultimate and he's tearing off limbs from these guys. He's taking them both on at the same time. He's really awesome in this episode. Gohan was phenomenal. Piccolo was cool. I liked the little character moments he had. Of course, the Makanko Sapo is fantastic. It's a cool attack. It always is. Love the finish. The finish is... I really love these finishers we've been getting. Ever since Goku versus Kefla, the Kamehameha grind, you get the 3 instant replays, and he blasts her out of the ring. It looks phenomenal. It's great. It's just one of those awesome, moments, you know what I mean? And then 18 versus Ribrianne, and 17 coming in, climbing up the arm. Ryo Nishi's animation. Really cool, epic finish. And we got the same thing here with the 2 Kamehamehas crossing each other. And, you have the one Namekian, he's sandwiched between the beams, and he starts to tear through it and grab Gohan, and then Piccolo comes in with his classic, sorry to keep you waiting, and it was awesome. It's such a fanboy moment and such a cool finisher. It's so well directed and well storyboarded. Animation's great. Second half of this episode is like an 11 out of 10, honestly. It's so, so good. I love the second half. Everything about it was great. And then we have the sadness of Universe 6 getting eliminated. I haven't talked about that yet. Great moment. Really emotional. I love Beerus's line where he says, say something, whether he was... You can kind of take it one of two... You can kind of take it two ways. It's like, either he says, say something to himself, like he should have said something to Champa before Champa disappeared, or he wanted Champa to say something to him before he disappeared. And you can take it both ways. It's up to interpretation, but I love that. I love Beerus in this episode, how he's staying quiet, and really just... his brother is going to get erased, and it's just, the emotion is there. Seeing the rest of Universe 6, wish everyone else good luck, it's just really cool. And then Universe 2, they take their elimination with stride. The entire universe, because Ribrianne was broadcasting it, which was very surprising. Yeah, it was a silly little end for Universe 2, but, I mean, it's a very fitting end for Universe 2. I'm sure a lot of people are happy that they've been eliminated. I find it so funny that even after Ribrianne gets eliminated and all of the little magical girl characters are eliminated, then the ugly dudes from Universe 2 all turn into magical girls. Like, it's inescapable. Like, you can't escape Ribrianne. She came back in this episode, kind of, which I find so funny. It's like the writers are just trying to troll the audience because they knew this character would be annoying. But I think it's funny, and yeah, Universe 2's gone, Universe 6 is gone. All we have left is 11, 7, 3, and 4. And 4 has very few people left, and they're going to be the focus of the next episode, it looks like. So, yeah, I'm not sure if Universe 4 is going to get the axe next week. I feel like that might be a little fast for Universe 4 to get eliminated that quickly. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it's a really cool episode. I'm not expecting too much after how great this one was, and some of the past episodes have been so good. I'm not going to set my expectations too high, but maybe it'll surprise me. Yeah, this episode, again, it would be an 11 out of 10 if it wasn't for that first half. And it's not even that I didn't like the first half. It was cool. It's just, I mean, I gotta be fair and dock it for that reused animation. So it's like a 9 out of 10 episode. I mean, I don't really give ratings unless it's an 11 out of 10. It's usually, I try not to at least. Sometimes I'll slap a rating on something if my opinion is really mixed and I just want to give it like that little finality. But yeah, this episode... not really that mixed for me, honestly. After rewatching the episode, the animation wasn't as distracting, still well-directed, well-paced, great use of music, the instrumental, Limit Break Survivor. It was great. It was such a cool finish. So many great character moments from Gohan to Piccolo, even Goku when he's like, You know, I don't really do love. I'm more about guts, and he just blows through a black hole with his Kamehameha. He even put a little bit of Kaioken at the end to make sure it bursts through. That was great. And it's really subtle too. You don't see the Kaioken. Just a little couple of red sparks come out. He only turned it on for like a split second. He was only using Super Saiyan Blue for split seconds too because he's so low on stamina. Yeah, it was just a great episode. And seeing 18 and 17 have those moments where they got all theatrical about it and were shouting and giving speeches to Universe 2, kind of playing along. That was fun. Just a great episode all around. I'd easily give it a 9 to 10 out of 10. I loved it. 11 out of 10 episode had it been, you know, maybe less reused animation or... Yeah, probably just less, honestly, because I'm used to reused animation in this arc. If there had just been less of it, I think it would have easily been an 11 out of 10. I loved it. It was such a good episode. So, yeah, with all that being said, what did you guys think of this episode of Dragon Ball Super? Go ahead and tell me in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. Click that little bell to get notifications when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.